Maybe I can join the Special Olympics. My mom does say I'm special.
What's up? This town tonight. What's up? Who's gonna run this town tonight? What's up? Yeah. We gonna run this town. We are, yeah, I said it, we are. This is Rock Nation. Pledge your allegiance. Get your fatigues on.
Welcome to Mega Share. Well, I talked to you about movies I've seen on Mega Share. Okay, what I saw was the movie The Ringer. And this movie stars Johnny Knoxville. Johnny Knoxville is the guy from Jackass. I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is Mega Share. And anyway, he is like this guy called Steve Barker. And Steve Barker works at this like big law firm kind of place. And he's been there for like 2 years, and he never had a raise. So he kind of gets up his guts. He's like, "Yeah, I'm finally gonna talk to the boss. I'm gonna do it." And he walks in there and he goes, "Boss, I need a raise." And the boss is like, "I don't want to give you a raise." And Steve's like, "Yo, but I've been here 2 years, and I'm a really good worker. And if it doesn't work out, you can just demote me back." And he's like, "Okay, I'll give you a chance." And Johnny Knoxville, Steve, is like, "You're gonna really give me a chance?" And he's like, "Yeah. But before you do that, you have to do something for me." And he goes, "What do I gotta do?" And he tells him to fire a guy named Stabby. And he goes, "I gotta fire Stabby." And he's like, "Yes." And he's like, "Stabby, but he's just the janitor. Why do I have to fire him?" And he's like, "Well, he's doing a terrible job, and he used my bathroom." And Johnny Knoxville like, "You use your bathroom?" And the manager's like, "Yeah, I have my own personal bathroom, and Stabby used it. And I don't like that, so you had to fire him." So Johnny Knoxville goes looking in the bathroom where Stabby is working, and Stabby's like on the toilet working on the toilet. And he goes, "Hey, Stabby," and Stabby goes, "Oh, hello, Mr. Steve. How are you?" And he's like, "Really good, Stabby. Listen, Stabby." And he doesn't want to really fire him, so he kind of gives him a weird way of saying it. So he's like, "Stabby, you don't like this job, do you?" And Stabby's like, "No, I love this job. I get to work with my hands. I love working with my hands." And he's like, yeah, but you don't really like this job. You can do so many more things." He's like, no, I like working here. It's very fun." And he's like, "Yeah, but you could do so much more things." And then Stabby kind of gets the gist, and he starts crying. He's like, "No, I can't be fired. I have 4 kids, and I have no wife, and how I support them and stuff." And he's like, "Stabby, how would you like to work for me?" That's what Johnny Knoxville says. And he's like, "Work for you? How do I work for you?" And he's like, "I have a lawn that I need mowed, and you can mow it for me, and I'll pay you." And he's like, "Oh, how much will you pay me?" And he's like, "How much are you making here?" And he's like, "Oh, I make $350 a week." And he's like, $350 a week? Fine, I can match it. He's like, "Oh," so now Stabby decides to screw over Johnny Knoxville. He goes, "Oh, yes, but I do have 4 kids, and I have no wife." And he's like, "Fine, I'll give you 400. And he's like, "Oh, okay. But what about benefits? I need benefits because I got medical bills and stuff." And he's like, "Fine, you'll have benefits." So it changes, and he's now working for Johnny Knoxville. And Johnny Knoxville is watching TV, and he's watching Family Guy. He's laughing and stuff, and he has a bag of chips on his lap. And you see the background out the window that Stabby is mowing the lawn. And then you see Stabby stop and look at the rudder because there's something wrong with the lawnmower, and he goes, "Ooh, let's see what's and he gets his fingers cut off, so he has not hang loose. So Johnny Knoxville couldn't really give him benefits because he's paying him under the counter. So he has to get money so he asked his uncle, but his uncle is one of those stereotypical guys that bets on horse races and a smoker and all that. He's like, "Oh yeah, I don't have the money, dude. I already have guys to pay off." And it's like, fine. And then it switches to the uncle, and these guys come in and start beating up the uncle. And they're like, "Yo, you owe us money." And he's like, "I don't have the money right now." And then they go, "Wait, look. and they look at the TV, and they see this thing about the Special Olympics. And then that's the Olympics for all the people that have, like, broken arms. Not broken arms. They have, like, mental problems. And there's this guy on it named Jimmy. And Jimmy always wins. He's, like, awesome at jumping. He's awesome at running and stuff. And the uncle gets the idea, and he is, I bet you that Jimmy will not win the Special Olympics this year. And like, he won't win the Special Olympics. He always wins. That's the bad guy talking. he always wins. There's no way. I bet he won't win. And if he doesn't win, I'll give you the money. And like, let's do it, boss. Yeah, let's do it. Fine. He won't win. So the uncle gets his nephew, Steve, to pretend to be mentally handicapped so he can go into the Central Olympics and win. Because when he was younger, he used to run track. So he thinks he can win. Well, he gets there and he falls in love with a girl named Lynn, who like runs the thing, who's played by Katherine Heigl. And he makes friends with Glenn, Thomas, Billy, Mark, Winston, Rudy, all these people that are mentally handicapped. And yeah, so but then they find the mentally handicapped kids and guys find out that Steve's not really handicapped, and they say, "You gotta leave." And he's like, "I'm just trying to be Jimmy so I can get money." And they're like, "You're trying to be Jimmy?" And he's like, "Yeah." And they're like, "But then you're so handicapped." And he's like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because you gotta be Jimmy. He's stealing our thunder, and he's not very good, and it's so mean." So he decides to. And he's loving Katherine Heigl, so he's pretending to be all mentally disabled, but still likes Katherine Heigl. And Katherine Heigl is engaged to another guy. And of course, like all movies, the guy's bad. He's like a bad guy. And so let me just rush to the end. So he comes in second place, which is one ahead of Jimmy, and Jimmy comes in third. He comes in second, and Rudy, one of his friends, wins the whole thing. And Jimmy didn't win, so he gets the money. And finally, Steve says, "I'm not mentally disabled." Katherine Heigl slaps him across the face, and then they fall in love at the end, like usual movies. What I liked about this movie, it was kind of cool how Steve and all the mentally disabled became friends. You know, they were kind of like different. I like how and I like how Steve did the whole stereotype of being mentally disabled. Like he'll just sit there and then go "Ah!" out of nowhere because I guess that's what he thought. So that was pretty good. What I didn't like about it, the storyline was kind of bland and sometimes, and then they picked up, but then went back to bland, and I'm like, hurry up, it's kind of getting boring. Kind of like Megashare. Kind of like me on Megashare, you watching this. I'm kind of bland. But, you know. If I had to give it a rating, I give it 8 out of 10 Jackass movies. It was okay. So, I'm going to go join the Special Olympics, and I'll talk to you later. See ya. I must get back to making my movie.